Well, hello all, it's Kal here. Yeah, just, I'm going to be working a little bit more on getting a more accurate Blender model together. And it's far from perfect right now, but it's getting closer. Right then, wait. Oh, no, I need to check something first. Object mode, apologies. Edit, right. Out. Object. Just you. There we go. Edit. Right, okay, what bone are you? Sorry, this is bone 04 R07. Okay. And I'll go back to you, and then wait, and then I need bone 04 R07. There we go. And then I can white paint. Hopefully that's worked. It's not impossible to tell is the problem. With this, yeah, this is not perfect by any means, but Okay, I have at least run an attempt, so I'm going to see if that fixed things. Probably not, but I'm going to give it a try, because yeah, it's very difficult to see what's going on with this at this point. So, okay, no, it's only got the very base of it. That's irritating, because yeah, I spent a while getting these guys to work, which, oh, it appears to have managed to grab something extra there. That's not ideal. Yeah, okay. I need to double check that. Okay. Get no, you white paint. Okay. Oh, it might be easier if I do node-wise on this. Let's find out. Yeah, it turns out very highly subdivided circles are very difficult for Blender to deal with, which makes sense, but it's also not ideal. I'm sure you can... Oh, that will have caught on behind. Oh dear. I will need to fix that. Because, yeah, that's not good. If that's happening, well, it's not going to work long term, obviously. Because, yeah. But yes, the intention here is obviously the entire eyeball needs to move with the final section, essentially. So that is the intent here. It's to get this essentially working to move with the correct node on the armature, because automatic weighting isn't grabbing everything as we would want. So I'm going through and fixing the automatic weightings where they've gone wrong, which is, yeah, quite a few places, but now we know what we're doing, at least vaguely, with it. It's proving simpler than it could have done, than it initially looked like it would be. It's a time-consuming process, but if you know what node you need to be drawing weights for, the weight drawing process itself is not too heinous. Okay, hopefully now that's what. Oh, wait, no. Wait. 0. Down there. There we go. Right. And I need to double check. Okay, yeah, 12 has some weighting there. That's not good. 15 and 14. No. Yeah, brilliant. Hopefully that's all good then. So I will see if that's fixed things. Yeah, so, but this is essentially what the process is at the minute. So, okay, I've got some weighting there, but the eye is now moving as I would want. Excellent. Okay, back to object mode, back to you, back to weight. Right, here's our... Was it? Yeah. Maybe this would be easier on wireframe. Does that help? Not. Okay, I'm gonna hope I got it. Wireframe. Because, yeah, sometimes wireframe gives you a clearer view of things, even on very dense. Okay, so it's there. Got it. Cool. Back to object mode, back to you, back to weight. Yeah, why, there we go. Yeah, okay, there we go. And this is why sometimes it's worth having things set up properly. Because it lets you do things like check on these. There we go. Object mode. And then go back to you. And then I can pose and I can pull you back. There we go. And now I just need to do the same thing to the other eye. And then we'll have an extra bit done. And then, yeah, it will mostly be, I think the wings still need fixing, but hopefully those are a relatively simple fix. Hopefully. And then, yeah, it will be, okay, right, so which one are you? You're 4, no. No. You. 4L07, that makes sense. You. Wait. 4L07. Oh, wait, 1, please. Yeah. Because, yeah, it turns out spheres in Blender are a lot of nodes, which is not surprising, really. We probably put too many nodes on these spheres, really, but I'm not going back and fixing that now. Okay, I'm not fixing it for a first draft. If I go back and redraft, then I will probably try and fix this, because, yeah, it's kind of unworkable. And there are probably better ways of doing this that don't involve essentially ending up with, you know, this. Right? There are going to be ways to achieve the same base effect with fewer intermediary steps, hopefully. Alright then. Yeah, that looks right. And there's not anything happening there. No, brilliant. Object mode again. Right. I just need to double check. Oh, I should have done pose. Still on pose, brilliant. Let's check if the wings are working. Looks like they might be. Let's run to it something slightly more. Yeah, okay, brilliant. And we can, yeah. They're a little awkward on there, but that makes sense. It's not really designed for that. But, yeah. Those really could do with being more segments, but they're not, so they're not. Oh, I can probably wait. Definitely ways to do that. I'm not going to look at fixing it right now. But, yes, I now have. Okay. something approaching. And yeah, as you can see, looking at shadows and everything. That's another weighting problem. Okay, hold on, that needs to change. Okay, well, that was good to check, I guess. Because, yeah, like, this here is not... Okay. Object mode, you... White paint. Bone. Bone. Probably a small radius here. So I can more control this. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are all on bone 1. Yeah. And you guys here are also bone 1. That's the base bone. Which, yes, I could probably do with having a second bone there, but I don't have a second bone there. From that one across. There we go. And then these central ones. So it'll slightly affect the wings, but the wings will mostly be on their own bones, which will be moved with the skeleton anyway. So now, I hope... Oh, the very base bones, I forgot. The floor also needs to be affected. Oh, the floor's not the right word, but, you know. Right, object moon. Skeleton. Pose. So now, if I rotate you, yeah, the whole thing rotates. Brilliant. Or at least that base is rotating, which is a step in the right direction. Excellent. It's still not there, but it's getting closer. I believe you're the parent. What if I rotate you? No, it doesn't rotate. Okay. I rotate you. Do you rotate the skeleton? Okay, it's that way around. Got it. Cool, no problem. But yeah, no. Semi-translucent. Semi-translucent wings. Let's go. I've not got any actual backgrounding done or anything like that yet, but you know. There is some level of approximation, and yeah, this is in preview render mode, so it's, you know, attempting to, I believe, wait, what rendering check, how's it doing? Okay, it's EVing it. Cool, yeah, with ray trace. Yeah. Ray trace EV. It's not perfect for translucency, right? A full cycles pass will work better, but that's a much slower process than EV. But yeah, no, this is at least approximately, I suspect. Hold up. No, I want you, and then I need edit mode, right? Alpha. I just want the skeleton. There we go. Edit mode. Boney, you're bone 001. Okay. Because this should hopefully be a relatively easy fix. No, not bone L001. Just bone 001. 001. There. Would be that one there. Needs to have weight on these guys. These guys. And then these guys right the way through. And then the next layer up as well. For hopefully obvious reasons. And this top layer. Turns out envelope weighting doesn't do a great job of grabbing things too far away, which makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I think I need to learn scaling, essentially. And yeah, you would also affect this layer here, so it doesn't twist. Well, so twists are very deliberate and controlled. rather than things twisting around just because I didn't tell them what to do, essentially. Then bone 02 is probably that one, I think. I think that's that one. Which means I can probably just grab... Oh, I believe that's bone 2. I probably should check before embarking on something like this. But, yeah. It turns out completely custom armatures are a reasonable chunk of work, who'd have thought? Probably anyone who's ever done something like this, but, you know, it's been an interesting learning process so far. And, hopefully, with a little bit more work, I can even get this properly exported as a VRM to do this with a more accurate model. It's still not going to be perfect, obviously, but, you know, steps in the right direction. It turns out Blender is not great with circles, which is not surprising. Yeah. I mean, Blender's fine with circles up to a certain point, but, like, yeah, you end up, for anything approaching a reasonable level of fidelity in terms of spherical shape, you end up with the inevitability of essentially having far too many vertices for functional usage. Which is yeah, unfortunate. I'm gonna switch over to you. Yeah, there we go. That's much easier to manage. It turns out not having to worry about coloration makes this a lot easier. I'm gonna up the radius. Yeah, there we go. That's much easier. I need to be more careful with that, and probably not do quite such big sweeps at once, especially not when attempting to do anything delicate. Like, you know, avoiding causing... Maybe I shouldn't always have skeleton in front, but whatever. It's overall more helpful to have the skeleton draw in front, I think. So I'm going to keep it for now. It's interesting how this treats things like radius for drawing circles. Just not how I would have expected it. Because I would not expect... I mean, yeah, radius in pixels means that it's then essentially by what your current zoom level is, rather than anything on the actual model, which is interesting in sort of both very good and very bad. Like, yeah, there's a level of lost precision, essentially, which isn't ideal with that, but it also does make for much easier adjustments in some ways of essentially brush size, right? Because you can just zoom in and out. Done, you've got a brush size edited. Obviously has advantages, even if it does also come with disadvantages. There we go. Hopefully now that will work better. Right then, I'm gonna switch back to this, to you, pose. So now, oh, right, I need to be modeling if I want to be able to actually do anything. Oh, that's edit mode rather than pose. That makes sense. That bone's not attached. Which makes for some very interesting things. And I need to attach the base to that as well. Right. I forgot about that. Oh well, still, it's some steps closer, right? It is now at least... Yeah, I can't actually do that, for obvious reasons. But yes, no, this is steps closer, right? Little bit by little bit, things are getting close to a somewhat functional model, which is lovely. And yeah, I'll need to figure out VRM tracking at some point with this and how to provide proper tracking points. But hey, it's a step closer. Yay! I have no idea how I'm going to add a mouse, but there we are. This system's signing out. hope to catch you all next week. Please do remember to like, subscribe, comment, especially if you've got any questions you want answered. Be happy to answer them either in the comments or in another video. So catch you all next week.